Hey, 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 welcome in everybody to a fabulous Saturday evening. I have two reasons to be happy tonight, and I'll get into the other reason in a little while. If you're usually used to watching me here, Todd Fox, on the Halos in the Infield network, as we're coming to you live from the Todd Fox studios, as the Ducks come away with another win over them LA Kings tonight, back-to-back nights. That's very hard to do against anybody when you're playing a home and home. But the Ducks got it done and in a good way tonight. Again, showing up and showing out against a pretty ruckus crowd. You had a playoff type atmosphere out there. What's up, Daniel, right there checking in? What's up, Demetrio? I hope all is going well for everybody. Saturday was a busy one for me. Before we get into the Ducks game, went to the softball tournament for top fan rivalry out there in Laguna. And then we were doing the post-game show last night. And then I got to witness, I was nervous all day, but my Seahawks came through and kicked the living shit out of the 49ers. And that was so satisfying. And then the cherry on top, and what you guys and gals came here to watch, and that is the Ducks getting the W over the Kings. Again, a rivalry right there at SoCal hockey. Kings are getting up there in age, but they're starting to do the youth movement themselves. And the Ducks are just one big total youth movement themselves. They had the goalie Husan in there, the rookie coming in there playing very good. We'll get into his night. Then you had 32 shots on goal by the Ducks next to 18 for the Kings. Very physical tonight, but the Ducks were able to punish the Kings at times. And the Kings put a few elbows and a few punches to the face tonight. But in the end, what counts is the scores. And again, last night they won in a shootout, very fun game, 3-2. I was talking with producer to the Stars just before we came on. He's like, you know what? Baseball season kind of sucks. The NFL for me kind of sucks, which is Randy was saying that. And he says, but I can really I'm starting to get to like these guys. I'm getting a hold of hockey, and hockey's been good. I mean, again, this isn't the Ducks team we've said multiple times over the last couple of years. This team's got fight, although they went through a real tough stretch where they were like 2-11-1, something like that. They've at least won 3 out of their last 4. They're playing much better hockey, a little bit better defensively, but you could still see there is a lot of room for improvement. But hey, you're going to get, like I said, your ebbs and flows. And right now, about midway through the season, we're 24-21-3, which is not bad. You want to be over 500, and likely they are right now. They're tied for the last spot in the wild card. So right now, things are getting back to normal for the Ducks as it was for the most of the first half. The Ducks were, doing their thing. But now it seems like the goal scoring with Carlson not out there, Scary Terry, a few other players, they're having to really be thin out there. But again, guys like Beck and Seneca, man, the guy's playing his ass off. He does not look like a freaking rookie, but he's showing up and showing out, making the big plays tonight in overtime. We'll talk about that. His play to get the Ducks going really helped. And again, Demetrio right here saying what we're all thinking, Ducks forechecking and defending now because all of the offensive players are hurt. So he says, I'm liking it. So instead of that wide open offense that they're having to, always have to go against other teams, they're emphasizing more on defense. And to Demetrio's point, dude, it's paying off. And you're seeing the goals given up come down a bit. So again, the last couple nights, and to Jesus's point right there, let's go Anaheim Ducks, screw the Los Angeles Kings. But again, a good night tonight. Frostblaze checks in with the boys are digging deep right now with all the injuries and playing some good, tough hockey. Jesus says now we need to jump over San Jose and Seattle. And again, right now, San Jose with 51 points. I believe Seattle has 54 points. We are currently tied with San Jose and only 3 back of Seattle. So again, imagine, again, those 2 games we played the Kraken, we took 2 losses. If you reverse those 2 losses, we're ahead of the freaking Kraken right now. So that's how much those division games count. And we're playing an awful lot of division games as of lately. So again, 32 shots on goal to only 18 for the Kings. Last night, the Kings jumped all over the Ducks early. The Ducks were able to neutralize the guys, kind of even it up with shots. And then in the third period, the Ducks took control right there and into overtime. Overtime was fun as well. Ducks had about 3 power plays tonight. But let's get into the scoring because you had Mason McTavish get an assist or get a goal to start things off in the first period, just 6 minutes and 11 seconds in. Assist from Zellweger and Strome. Zellweger's 12th, Strome's 5th, and that would give the Ducks a 1-0 lead. And you heard this little horn right here. And then all of a sudden, Kempe, which is turning. I mean, this guy is a fearsome player for the Kings. Adrian Kempe. He has a lot of bravado, everything. He was telling the fans to shh when he scored that goal from assist on the power play from Fila and Kuzmenko. Kyla's 17 or Fila's, I want to say Fala, 17th assist and Kuzmenko's 10th assist. That would keep the goals at 1-1. And it stayed that way through the third period. A lot of chances late in the third period. I believe it was about 2 minutes or less, maybe a little more. The Kings had an opportunity to hit the post. So you heard that loud ass post. Ducks had a couple rushes at the goalie, couldn't get it in there, and it stayed 2-2. And then it went to overtime. Ducks went on a 4-on-3 power play, couldn't get nothing there. The teams went back to even strength. The Ducks turned the puck over around center ice. You had Huson thinking about coming out to challenge the puck, did not. On the breakaway right there, I believe it was Kempe had the puck and was coming in, or it was Doughty, one of the two. He was coming in towards the net, and at the last freaking second, the poke check by freaking Becken Seneca, he makes a play, and the puck turns it over, and with 3-on-3 and all that open ice, they're able to get a 2-on-1 rush the other way. And then all of a sudden, Mikael Granlund scores your game winner. And the Ducks, what? Randy right there. That's a cool ass graphic. The Ducks win. The Ducks win. Make it 2 in a row over the Kings. And so far for the season series, they are 3-1 against the Kings so far. I like that. So anytime you can beat your rival right like that is good. And it's funny, in the game that they lost to the Kings at Staples, Crypto, whatever the hell they call it, they lost 6-1. But the game earlier in the season, into November, they won 5-4 in a shootout. They won 3-2 last night in a shootout, and they win 2-1 in overtime. So love it, love it, love it. A lot of positives to talk about for the Ducks. And again, right now, current standings of the Pacific West Division, you got Vegas at 60 points. You got Edmonton at 56, Seattle at 51, San Jose at 51. So my mistake, Seattle's not at 54. They are at 51. Anaheim and the Kings have all 51. So you have 4 teams with 51 points right there in the hunt for that last spot. So, and again, Edmonton has been playing well of late, but they are only 5 points up. So that's a few wins here and there, and you can catch them, because we all saw what happened with the Ducks when they lost a few games, how much they fell apart. So let's talk about the goalkeeping tonight. I thought that the Kings had obviously a lot of help, a lot of good puck handling there, and keeping the puck out by the Kings when the Ducks did get some rushes, but they put quite a few shots on. The Kings really, to me, weren't able to get those second chance shots that would have made the difference in my mind. So Husso did a good job, 17 out of 18 saves. And then you had Forsberg, who seemed to just be all over the place, but 31 out of 33 is not bad either. So what we're going to talk about before we get into some more of the comments, leave a question if you got one. Let's talk about the 3 stars of the game, shall we? I look at it this way. With Beckett out there, we're going to talk about the 3 stars, and I think the first star and might make some Ducks fans a little upset, but I'm going to give it to Forsberg in a way, because Forsberg had to make some difficult saves in this one. It easily could have ended in regulation with the Ducks winning, but he kept the Ducks out of the goal, and he made some fantastic saves in this one where it looked like the Ducks were just an inch or two away from giving us the lead in regulation to get the win. And although 31 out of 33 saves, that's still really good. And he faced almost double what Husso faced, but I will give him third star of the night. Second star for me has to be Beckett Seneca. I mean, just the way he plays out there is just so good. The little things from the passes, the behind the back passes, the poke checking, the cross checking, the hitting, everything that he does offensively and defensively, finding the open man for odd man rushes. Just again, he's a very patient player as well. So I'm telling you, he's got great vision and sense for the game. So Beckett Seneca, without him tonight, the Ducks don't win this game. That is for goddamn sure. Because if the Kings get that shot off, who knows, man? Maybe Husso makes a spectacular save on that breakaway. Maybe he doesn't. And there's your game right there. And we're talking about a split with the Kings. Instead, the Ducks win the season series 3-1. Thank you to that play. Now, as far as the number one star, I think you have to give it to Gauthier because, again, Gauthier has to take over that lead spot with also losing Leo Carlson for a little bit of time. Scary Terry's not out there, a few other guys. So he's got to step up, and he was putting the shot on net a lot tonight with Lacombe. A lot of good things to see from both of those players, but I think Cutter Gauthier with a winning goal as well served well. So again, nice night for the Ducks, getting another win right there. And to a point right here in the comments, bring it up here. There's EQ, like you have Angels Fight On says new layout is awesome. Jesus says sucks that this is the final matchup against the Kings this year. It does kind of suck. 3 right off the bat right here. But I like what Frost Blaze says. He says, as of right now, I think I would rather have Husso than Mrazek as a backup. And I 100% agree. Now, you saw, I couldn't really tell. I think it's Guy Bear that he has on the side of his helmet. But I like that both goalies were playing homage tonight to former players. Forsberg had Gretzky on one side, and I believe it might have been Jaguar, but it looked like Guy Bear on the Ducks for Husso. So I thought that's really awesome. That's a kid that knows his history, or at least that his equipment manager does. But I like the fact that the Ducks have those kind of cool ass helmets too. You got the Wild Wing face with the orange eyes looking very demonic. It looks really cool right there back there. But yeah, I'm with you. Mrazek seems to be a guy who gives up soft goals at times, and he doesn't look like that dude that's just willing to challenge and is very aggressive between the pipes. So I tend to go with Husso as well. Is he ahead of the curve? Is he playing a little bit better than a veteran like Mrazek? Hell yeah. I mean, goals against average, if you just want to go right there, he's much, much better. Now, as we saw, Dostal has had he struggled in that losing streak. A lot of that wasn't him, but he was giving up some soft goals. You thought he was a little hurt. It seems like he's getting a little bit better. The defense is helping him out. He's healthier now, but to have Husso back there again is going to be good. Although he's young and very inexperienced, he's getting it on the fly, and he just, like, I have to agree, he's playing a lot better than Mrazek. And listen, if you've ever played hockey before, if you've watched for a long time, you should know this, that if a goalie is on fire and a goalie's able to dictate a game because of his play, if he's saving shots that normally would go in, or just making spectacular plays, that pumps up your players, pumps up your defensemen, pumps up the offense to get goals, to give him a lead. So again, you could ride a good goalie all the way to the cup if you wanted to, or you could just make a nice ass run with a mediocre team with a good goalie, or a goalie playing above his skills. So I like it. I like it a lot. Mr. Brightside saying Ducks 1 and 3 in a row. It is November again. I must be dreaming. So yeah, it was a tough December. It was a tough start to January. But if you look at it, the last 3 games have been very encouraging. Now, if the Ducks can continue this and we get Carlson back, we get Scary Terry and some other players, maybe we can incorporate this new mentality of defense, kind of not first, but prioritized in most of these games, to where we can use the defense to generate the offense instead of the other way around. And I think that's what's killed the Ducks a lot. I think Dimitro's hit it on the head. Jesus has. Just there's a lot of times we're lacking on the defensive side to where it hurts, or we're lacking on the defensive side to where it even hurts the offense, and then or the offense is prioritized too much, it hurts the defense, and we're not able to get back and make those penalty kills. We're not able to get back and prevent odd man rushes, or we just flat out turn the puck over. So again, a lot of that's going to come down to cleaning up certain things. I think, obviously this coaching staff is pretty damn smart. They've got these young kids they got to work with. They got to fine tune these players. And hockey is one of those sports where you get a veteran type player, whether it's a winger, whether it's a defenseman. If you drilled it enough into their heads, then they can stick with a game plan. If they believe in the system, they'll play to what you want and they'll run through a wall for you. And I think that's, with the young kids, they're still learning. There's still veterans out there taking advantage because they know the nuances of the game, or they know, they have a better, because again, most of these guys are playing together for the first time. That's the kind of cool thing about how far the Ducks have come in general, because these aren't guys who have played with each other for 3, 4, 5 years. So again, that'll take time to fine tune this team, but I think we have the right coaching staff in play. And again, we're going to have some bumps in the road, but coming from a team that hasn't made the postseason in 7 years, if you're going to have some up and downs during the season, but you're going to be right there for a postseason spot to where me and you can maybe go to Noble and have a watch party as they are playing game 1 or game 2 of a postseason road trip, I think that would be fucking amazing. And I'm looking forward to that, because I think the Ducks are going to get a playoff spot, whether it's the 8th seed to the 6th seed. I don't know if they can go 5 or higher. I don't think so. They'd have to go on a hell of a run. But if you can get the wild card spot, even if we're playing a Colorado or a Dallas or somebody like that, it's still something that, as Ducks fans and even Angels fans, have not experienced in quite some time. It's going to be a fun atmosphere to, have the orange towels around again and everything else like that. Parent is available. I'll take another Ranger right now. We need some serious threats on the second and third line, and that's true. We're going to need some players to beef up this team, obviously to get some depth as well. But in all actuality, if the Ducks get to the if the Ducks can get to the postseason this year, I think you're going to see more free agents come here, because again, this has been a team that's been much like Columbus over the last few years. Unfortunately, they've been pretty irrelevant. They haven't been, in this situation to make moves or even be close to the postseason. But they're playing an exciting brand of hockey, and we got to continue that. So, again, McTavish had a good night tonight. Ducks get some good play by the goalie. Beckett Seneca just does a great job. Again, for this team to be good, you're going to need players like McTavish to step up. Gauthier has been playing good, but hopefully Leo Carlson, when he comes back at some point, can give you some of that added needed lost offense that is there. But he's got to pick up his defensive play. Scary Terry's got to do the same. But maybe they learned from the kid. Beckett Seneca has been awesome. So, man, oh man, nice win tonight. As we get into, I guess February, we're going to start having, phone calls on here too. So if you guys and gals want to get in and either do some rapid fire, because we're going to have that set for the baseball season again. So we're going to do some rapid fire. It'll be a toll-free number. And then you guys and gals can get in and ask a question too that might prolong the show a little bit, help it out a little bit. And your contributions are always welcome right there, as we like the comments as they keep coming right now. We appreciate that. And if you guys and gals have any questions, if not, thoughts out there as well. I like the trade opportunity right there. Dimitro's thinking about other players right now coming from weaker teams. And again, that's where the chance here for Verbeek to make a good play by the deadline, and the deadline's still a ways away, but you still, can still start to talk to some teams. Because the thing is, right now, you've got a lot of teams, most teams anyway, are available or not available, but are alive at this point. So it's not like there's a baseball season where you're halfway through and you kind of know what teams are. Calm down, Roger Lodge. Shut up, EQ. No, it's not like mid-season right now where there's a lot of teams eliminated already or pretty much out of it. You have a lot of teams that are still alive. So there's an opportunity to talk to these teams, kind of put the spread the word and kind of plant that seed in their ear and be like, hey, you know what? Later on, we're gonna be able to make a trade possibly. Thank you, T Cole, right there for the super sticker. We really appreciate that. Anything that's ever donated, whether it's on this podcast, the live podcast, or the post games, whatever we do, whether it's Ducks or Angels, we always put it back into the show as far as equipment or as far as shirts and giveaways. Because if you've ever been to one of our shows, we like to give things to the fans. And whether it's stuff that we've gotten from the Angels 714 tickets, or we get from one of our other sponsors, or we also get buy and make shirts for you guys out there when you guys come to the events. And we're going to have some shows. We're trying to work I don't know how many of you guys would be interested in coming down to a tailgate at the Ducks, or well, at the pond. I don't know if you can at the Honda Center, I should say, in the parking lot. I'm not too privy on that, but I do know that we can get a shuttle from across the street at Anaheim Stadium, do a tailgate there for the Ducks and come over, or we could do a tailgate at Noble with all kinds of drink specials, with all kinds of other things as well. So we're looking at that. Thank you, Jesus, for a super sticker as well. Love it and appreciate that. Again, everything goes back into the team, back into the stuff that Randy can create, because there's a lot of stuff that's not free that Randy has to, some systems that he has to use to create some of the cool stuff that we have. So we really appreciate all his work, and as well as anything that you guys can give us, we always appreciate that. We're not at all any tied to any kind of company. We're all freaking what's it called? We're independent over here in Halos in the Infield, so that's what we love. So a couple other things too. Again, the watch party at Noble, we'll have some more information about that. You can use HITI whenever you go to see a Ducks game. You could park for free over there. I know you could park at the OC Vibe for free right now, but once they finish that sucker, they're going to start charging, and the free parking's always at Noble L Works. And then if you want to watch the Angels, you can always park there for free too, and use our code words for that. And as far as the channel's concerned, before I get into a few more things on the Ducks, the WBC is coming up quick here too, the World Baseball Classic. We will be doing some coverage and post game, at least for Team USA, Team Mexico, Team Japan, and we'll talk about the big name teams, the big matchups, and then maybe sprinkling in Australia or Great Britain, and there's a ton of other teams out there, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, stuff like that. We'll talk about them all. But if there's some really good matchups, absolutely, we'll talk about them, and we'll talk some baseball, get you warmed up for the season as well. So, although again, a lot of negatives, we're trying to stay positive because we want to be bring you the best baseball coverage of your team. You just happen to be unfortunate Angel fans like us, and we have to go through with a shitstorm that is the Angels baseball. But guess what? Our day will come someday, just like the Ducks, and we'll be talking about possibly making the playoffs. We'll be talking about building a young core and building it the right way. So I think everything goes in cycles, and this just happens to be a long ass cycle for the Angels. But let's just keep the hope alive, and that the Angels will be back someday, just like the Ducks. Because right now the Ducks are doing everything great. Jesus says, "Go Team USA." I'm loving it as well. Demetrius says, I hate Dowdy and Kempe so much. Laugh out loud, effing twats. Uh, and they were bitching and moaning as that game ended too. I mean, the goal was scored and everything, and they were just like all up in the referee's face. So you love to see that. Sour grapes as they leave Anaheim, as the Ducks win the season series 3-1. It's been a while since we've done it, I think. I can't remember the last season. Maybe you guys in the comments can refresh my memory the last time the Ducks defeated the Kings in a season series, because we've been on the downswing for so long. So it seems like we're ascending. They're kind of descending right now. So I like the sound of that. Yes, I'm going to cover well, actually, yeah, the winter games are coming up. I might just sprinkle that in because I guess, obviously hockey will be down for a bit. So I think we're going to do some Team USA hockey too. I would love to do that. I wish Russia wasn't banned. I know they're pricks. I know they started that war and all this other stuff, but having them play in the Four Nations at some point in the future having them play in the Olympics. I mean, again, that's a team that I hate Team Canada, but I respect Team Canada. I don't respect Team Russia. They're a bunch of douchebags, and I would love when the USA would beat Russia or when they have matchups with Russia. So I'm looking forward to when the time we can play them again. That's going to be fun. 6 years and we won the series against the LA Kings. So thank you, Demetrio, for checking in right there too. 6 years is a very long time to have your crosstown rival own your jock strap. So yeah, look, Ducks get it done tonight. They actually gave them an extra shot as I was talking to you right now. They have was 33-18 because the final I gave you was 32-18, but they gave an extra shot. Maybe they didn't count one of the shots they score corrected. Ducks still had some concerning penalty minutes though tonight, 17 to just 11 for the Kings. The Kings had a couple penalties that were kind of like, you really gonna call that? But yeah, and they got away with a couple as well. The Ducks kind of did too. So I'll say at least they were consistent right there. But there were soft penalties being called in this game, and it did work to the Ducks' advantage. So there you go. Well, actually, it worked to the Kings' advantage. Ducks could not capitalize on those power plays, although they did get some good rushes. So that's all I got for tonight. Again, we got more hockey coming up, and we'll talk about that real quick. So that's not all I got. I contradicted myself. Let's see. So let's check out the full schedule on upcoming games right now. We just finished that streak right there with the Kings. It's funny because you lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games in a row before the Ducks have now ripped off 3 wins in a row against winning teams. They beat Dallas and they beat the Kings back to back. We play the struggling New York Rangers at home tomorrow, Monday. Actually, I'm thinking tonight's Sunday because of football, but Monday night, Monday, the Rangers at 7 p.m. live from the Honda Center. And then we have a crucial 5-game series before we get out of here. I'm not going to look any further than that, but I will tell you that from January 21st to January 29th, 8 days, 5 games, and they're all on the road, and they are all against, 4 of the 5 are against Pacific Division opponents, and then 1 is against the Central. The one being the Colorado Avalanche, the best team in all of hockey. Then you got Seattle, who you're tied with currently. You got Calgary, who's in the mix. Edmonton, who's just a couple points ahead of you. And then Vancouver, who's still somewhat in the mix. So, man, I would have to say you'd have to win 3 out of 5 or maybe go, 4-1? No, you'd have to go 3-1-1. 3-1-1 maybe, so you could pick up 7 points out of a possible 10. I think that would help the Ducks a lot, but that's asking a lot. But they are winnable games. So we're not, outside of the Avalanche, I think that's one you look at and you're saying, okay, if we take care of business against New York, whatever we get out of Colorado's gravy, but then you got to beat Seattle. They've beaten you twice already. You got to beat Seattle. You got to beat Calgary. You got to hope for the best against Edmonton. You square up with them. They're tough. And then you got to beat Vancouver. So those are your 3 gotta be's right there. And then we'll see. So 6 games are going to make up a lot of points. Again, you have 4 teams currently tied with the Ducks at 51 points. And so you want to create some separation positively instead of falling back like they had done for most of December and January. So, yeah, crucial games coming up. And then we get that break after Vegas and Seattle at home for the Winter Olympics starting sometime after February 3rd. So, I will be doing some Ducks coverage and then keeping you up to date on any kind of changes that happen with the Ducks during the Olympics as well. So, interesting season all in all, as we had a lot of games crammed in. We're going to have a lot more crammed in the second half, a lot of games within days, some having 2 nights off. I mean, the second half of the season is going to be a mother effort. It is going to be a grind. Just look at how many games are being played from February 25th to 16th. There is a lot of games being played. Yeah, that's kind of scared me right there, that heartbeat. So, it's gonna it's gonna be a challenging part to the second half of the season. So, with that being said, I want to play that one more spectacular graphic right there. Oh, actually, I have to give you the hoser night of the war of the night for the Kings. I'm going to give it to a Kings player. The hoser of the night to me is Drew Doughty. That guy bitched and moaned, got in the penalty box. I know he's a veteran. I know he's a Kings great, but yes, he does complain. He does throw tantrums out there, and he did what he did best, as an aging veteran does with missing teeth, and that is be mad at the guys who are young and talented, faster than him, and have all their teeth. So he was a butt crack tonight. But hey, we get to do this. So I had to play that again because that's the debut of it tonight. Thank you, Randy, for making that one tonight for us, getting us that Ducks win to close out the series with the LA Kings. There's plenty of Pacific Division games to be played in the second half of the season after the Olympics right there. But we're going to focus in on these next 6 games between January 19th and January 29th. So 19th and 29th again, 6 games in 10 days. It's going to be tough. So for everybody on the Halos of the Infield Network, special shout out and thanks to Randy. Special shout out and thanks also, or special shout out and get well soon to my boy Dominic, because he did have the bubble guts and some sickness the other day, stomach flu. Hopefully he's feeling better. But I'm pretty sure, I know it sounds like a dick comment, but it is what it is, man. I'm a Seahawks fan. He's a 49er fan. I'm pretty sure tonight's result did not help his old stomach right there, man. I'm pretty sure. Thanks for the rim shot, but it wasn't meant to be a joke. Let's just say he was shitting, but he wasn't shitting bricks. So anyway, hopefully he feels better. And thanks again for Randy, and thanks again for you for choosing the HITI Ducks post-game show and being a part of this and commenting, and then also for the super stickers and continuing watch. If you have any other Ducks fans that know and love hockey as much as you do, please share this as well, and also tell them about our upcoming events that we're going to have at Noble L Works moving forward. Hopefully into some playoff hockey, baby. So again, thank you to everybody. We're going to call it a night. Go Ducks, go, as they beat them Kings.